Good afternoon, B class students. It's your Uncle William back for week number 7. And today we're going to start Unit 6. It's called Imagine. What we're going to look at today is the first conditional plus ing and vocabulary, future time clauses. When, unless, as soon as, and so on. So let's start right on the next part, the conversation between Carrie and her mother. Listen.
Unit 6, page 36, conversation.
Okay, it's time to go. The taxi's waiting.
Are you sure you want to do this? I mean, it's a long way to South America.
Yes, Mom, I'll be fine.
But what will you do if you don't like it?
Are you kidding? I love it there. I've always wanted to go to South America.
But 6 months is a long time. What will you do if you run out of money?
If I don't have any money, I'll get a job. Don't worry.
And if you don't like the food, you might lose too much weight and get sick.
Mom, that won't happen. If I have a problem, I'll call you, okay?
But you've never been abroad alone before.
Please don't worry. Look, if I don't leave now, I'll miss the plane.
Wait a minute. I'm coming with you to the airport.
Mom, no!
Okay, so it sounds like her mother is very worried about her. If you have a partner there, go ahead and practice that conversation A, B. And let's go ahead and look at this language box. And first, let's listen.
Unit 6, page 36, language box.
If I have a problem, I'll call you. What will you do if you don't like it? She won't catch the plane if she doesn't leave now. If she wants to stay there, she should get a job. If she gets a job, she might settle down.
Okay, if you look at these sentences, you notice they all take a form of if and another part. And this part, the if part, is called the if clause. And this part is called the result clause. So if this happens, then this will happen. And sometimes it's backwards. If comes second, and this one comes first. If comes second, we don't use the comma. But if comes first, here, we have to use a comma. See that? Okay, let's learn more about it on page 107. This is called the first conditional. We use it to talk about a possible future event and its result. So for example, if this happens, this will happen. That's the result. If it rains, we'll go home. Okay, and you make it with the if, the simple present verb, rains, will or won't, we will, and the verb, go. And you can also replace will or won't with modal verbs such as should, may, might, and can. If it rains, we might go home. That means we're not totally sure, we're not 100% sure, but we probably will. And this one is the same thing, but you see they put the if clause here, second. Remember I told you, if clause is at the end, no comma. All right? And this is what I told you. Time clauses. These if clauses describe something possible. If I go shopping, I'll buy some onions. Or if I go shopping, I might buy some onions. And we can replace if with a number of time clauses. So instead of writing if, we can write when. We're more sure this is going to happen, more certain. As soon as, this tells us the time. It happens right after. Okay, immediately after. Until, this is to say something won't happen up to a certain point. So until this point, you call. I will do this until this point, then I'll stop. I'll wait here until you call. I won't leave until I hear from you. At this point, I can leave. Okay. At this point, I'm not going to wait anymore. And we use unless to mean except if. I'll leave unless you want me to stay. That means I will leave here, but if you want me to stay, I'll stay. Okay. Let's go to the next part. Complete these conversations using the words in parentheses. Go ahead and stop your video and do those. Okay, let's look at the answers. There's a lot of them, aren't there? Okay. So let's just look at one of them. If you don't leave now, you will miss your flight. Okay, bye. I will call you when. Remember, that's a time clause. Instead of if, we use when. When I arrive. Simple present verb. Okay, one more. I will go if. Simple present have. Time later. Okay, if you remember, if. Simple present, remember. If you remember. If she remembers. Okay. Will you get some mushrooms? That's a question. And the question, we put the will before the pronoun. Okay. Instead of you will get, it's will you get. Okay. Let's go over here and match the phrase to make sentences. Go ahead and stop your video and do those. Okay, let's take a look at the answers. Oops. I went too far here. I think they're down here. Here they are. 1E, 2G, 3H, 4D, 5B, 6C, 7A, 8F. Okay. And let's go back to vocabulary. Match each future time clause with a meaning. Remember, I already explained these to you in the grammar reference. So go ahead and stop your video and do those. Okay, let's take a look. This is why I don't like students to do this on a test, because it's really hard to see. Notice that? So you can just write the letter. And if possible, when certain. Okay? Until here. Okay. And now circle the correct future time clause. Then check the sentences that are true for you. Okay. All right. Which ones are true for you? For me, number 1 is true. I don't usually wake up until the next morning. And what else? Sometimes I'll read a book if I feel tired. Or until I feel tired. And I usually go to bed before midnight. How about you? Okay, let's listen to the conversation. Before you listen, try to complete this conversation using will, won't, and a personal pronoun and a verb. So try to do that first. Okay, let me play this and you can listen to the answers. There we are.
Unit 6, page 37, real life exchange.
Good luck in your job interview tomorrow. What will you do if you get it?
If they offer me the job, I'll move to New York, of course.
But if you move to New York, won't you miss all your friends?
Don't worry. I'll have a big party before I leave.
Okay. Well, as soon as you know, will you call me?
Sure I will. You'll be the first to know.
Okay, you can listen to that again if you want. And let's check the answers. Okay. And let's go to asking follow-up questions. We ask follow-up questions to show interest sometimes and to get more information. So look at these follow-up questions. Put them in the correct spot. Okay, let's listen to the answers.
Unit 6, page 37, strategy.
I'm visiting my parents tomorrow.
Oh, yeah? Are you going to take the train?
No, I'll probably drive unless the traffic's bad.
Good idea. What will you do when you get there?
Well, if the weather's good, we'll have a picnic.
I think the forecast is bad. What will you do if it rains?
If we can't have a picnic, then we'll go to a restaurant.
That sounds great. When are you coming back?
I'll be there until Monday, if we don't argue too much.
Okay. Well, enjoy.
Okay, so what were the answers? 2, 1, 4, and 3. Okay, did you get those answers? Sure you did. Finally, let's end it off today on page 122. We're going to try some pronunciation. Unit 6, showing interest. Notice how this intonation, when it goes up at the end, it sounds like we're interested. Will you? When does it start? If I just said, will you? When does it start? I don't sound too interested. Okay? So let's listen.
Unit 6, page 122, pronunciation.
If they offer me the job, I'll take it.
Will you? When does it start?
I've always wanted to go to India.
Have you? Why's that?
I went to a football game yesterday.
Really? What was it like?
Okay, so you can listen to those a few times and practice. If you want to find more of my videos, you can go ahead and find my YouTube page. And I will see you next week. Have a good one out there. Goodbye.